Hey, good evening. It is Friday, September 5th. Out in the Smoky Mountains, 6:30 p.m. So I got a couple of miles to a campsite. So got a late start by design. I had a lot of work to do this morning up until just after lunch. So got that all done, an important conference call. Then hopped into the Jeep, got everything packed up late last night. Hopped into the Jeep and drove on up. Had a couple other calls to take, so was able to take those hands-free while driving, so that was great. But yeah, we're out in the Smoky Mountains. You can hear the creek to my left here. Beautiful little creek. Fished it, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. I got that footage, never made a video with it, but I have to pull a few of those pictures up, see how young I look. But yeah, probably take me only about 45 minutes hike in here. I will gain about 400 feet of elevation. So that'll put me, I think, about 3,300, 3,400, I think. Creek looks beautiful. I never fished it this far back. I just fished it, I don't know, probably only about an hour on the back end of a trip. Just scoping it out and been wanting to come back here, so hey, I did it. So I think there's a good possibility that I can get the Appalachian Slam here, or let's call it the Smoky Mountain Slam. Some wild rainbow, brown, and the native brookies. So I think at the lower levels, yeah, certainly some rainbows. I think some browns too. And then, there's probably some drop off, some small waterfall somewhere in this creek that allows the brookies to thrive. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited about it. Got a little rain in the forecast tonight, not a lot, and then a little bit as the afternoon grows tomorrow. So hey, that's just part of it. Smoky Mountains in the summer, but should be a good time. Pretty good weather. I can fish through that weather, so probably just some light rain. Super thick canopy over this creek, so that'll certainly help big downpour or anything. So we're gonna keep hiking, and we'll just check back in when we get to the campsite. Hey, and by the way, if you're just checking in on my channel, first time watcher, thanks for jumping in. Really appreciate it. So what are you going to see on this channel? You're going to see primarily backcountry fly fishing and camping in in the mountains of western North Carolina. Great Smoky Mountains, Pisgah National Forest, Nantahala National Forest, and many of the designated wilderness areas. So come along with me and see what the fishing's like here, the beautiful country, and hope you learn something along the way. So anyway, we'll check back in at the campsite. Well, I'll tell you, the last quarter of a mile, the climb happens. And look at that beautiful forest right there. I'm kind of thinking this might be where the campsite is. Wow, that's beautiful. All those firs up in there. That's so cool. And you can hear the creek. It's right there. Well, this is the first time I've done everything in the dark here. So, but yeah, just finished up the tarp. Got a whole bunch of firewood, all small stuff, but you know, just gathered up what I could, you know, for the evening. It's already close to 9 o'clock, but yeah, most important thing was getting the tent up, getting some firewood, and then yeah, getting the tarp up. So really good setup for the tarp, absolutely perfect. It's definitely going to rain tonight or tomorrow a little bit. Might lower the front of the tarp a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little view here of everything. I didn't take the sights up at the top of the hill, kind of down at the bottom, so I'm closer to the creek. Yeah, I got my lights going, and so I don't know if you could see it. We're gonna turn this off, but you've got that blood moon going up there. So almost a full moon tonight, so pretty sweet. Hopefully it gets up tall. Yeah, I got a good porch set up. Put all my gear under, and then let's get this fire going. Sit by the fire, have a beer, and just chill for a while. Still haven't eaten. I got some food I need to eat. Once I settle down here, I'm going to get hungry. So anyway, it's really cooling off. It's going to be a perfect evening. Like I said, maybe a little rain in the middle of the night, but hey, that's okay. Oh, that's good. First time trying this beer. It's a juicy IPA. Hazy Pitch from Highwire Brewery. Excellent. I got the 16 ounce, so 7.2% alcohol. Really good. All right. Whew. I'm pretty beat. It's pretty late too. I don't know what time it is. It's probably 9:30. Could be later than that. Almost. Not going to do much talking tonight. So, again, I worked really hard, get everything set up. Pretty much did everything in the dark tonight. You know, it was at dusk, you know, when I got the tent set up. But yeah, been a long day. I think we're hot here. Yep, we are hot. Well, folks, it's been a long day. Got up 6:30 this morning, worked until 1 o'clock, Hopped in the Jeep, was already loaded up with the backpack, and made it on down the road, and took a couple of calls until about 3 o'clock. And yeah, I think I parked at the trailhead at 6 p.m. and made it in here quick. It was actually a pretty easy hike. It lasts a quarter of a mile, pretty steep, but still easy hike in, actually. A little over 2 miles. And yeah, so it was, I think, 10 minutes to 7. And then, yeah, time, starting to get dark a little earlier. So, but yeah, got everything done, set up, eat, campfire. And I'm just going to sit here, cool down. I actually got hot again. I decided to take all my firewood that I'd gathered that was left, put it under the tarp, made a spin over, just within 25 yards of the campsite. Found some actually good firewood, some reasonable sized limbs that had recently fallen out of a tree. And so some of them I actually had to cut with a saw. So really good. Put all that under the tarp, gathered some small twigs because I think it might rain in the middle of the night, but even if it doesn't rain, the dew here in this canopy is going to be heavy. So, yeah, I'm going to cool off. It is definitely, you can probably see my breath. I think it's supposed to be, the closest town said it's supposed to be like low 50s. I checked my altitude. I am above 3,500 feet. So I bet it might hit the upper 40s here. Once my body cools down here from gathering all this firewood and stuff, I should have a better feeling about, what the temperature is out here. But yeah, I'm just going to cool down here for probably another 15-20 minutes and call it a night. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, 10 after 11. But anyway, until tomorrow morning, cheers, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, that was a good rain last night. Actually, early this morning. I think it started raining, I don't know, maybe about 5 a.m. Thunder woke me up. Probably about 4:30, and I figured I needed to go to the bathroom, so hopped up, went to the bathroom real quick, and got back in there, and yeah, thunder started picking up, lightning, and so forth, and then yeah, then it started raining pretty heavy, and eventually I fell back asleep. So I don't know how long it actually rained. It just stopped when my alarm went off at 7. It was still sprinkling a little bit. It's 7:30 now, so, but yeah, temperature's just fine. So let's go get the food bag, and I'm ready for some coffee. for what I've seen so far, we're gonna go with the 7'6" rod on this creek. I plan to hike down probably a mile. I did it again. I got my coffee to a rolling boil, which makes no sense. I was saying, creek's a little bit bigger down at the bottom, but still, it's not a large creek from a width perspective. So, could probably go with the longer rod down further where it empties and tees into another creek, but still, there's a lot of overhang. It's pretty tight. So, and then yeah, as you get up right here, you've seen it's small. So I think what I'm going to do is hike down at least a mile. Like I said, I came up 2 miles, a little over 2 miles. So I'll likely go down. I want to go where it gets a little wider, because my goal here, yeah, certainly to land a couple of fish, maybe more than a couple of fish over today, but I'd like to get the slam. Go down further. That's where I'll certainly hopefully get a rainbow and a brown. Actually, what I might do is I might just hit real quick. I mean, they got some great plunge pools here, and see if I can hit the brookie real quick. You know how it is. You're ready to get your feet wet and start fishing. So I don't think I can wait 15-20 minutes to hike back down the trail. So I'll probably jump in, fish here for 30 minutes or something. Run that line in a minute. I'm ready for some coffee. Yeah, I had to put this rain jacket on because all the rain that's on the trees, I was getting wet, and I started getting a little chilled. So I put the rain jacket on. And you can see it's actually almost soaking wet now. And there's not a breeze blowing this morning. But yeah, it was raining really hard. Show you how hard it was raining. I mean, even with the rain fly, I mean, it was coming off of that rain fly and splattering all over the, inside the tent there. Probably going to need to do a little adjustment there. You can see there it was splattering up pretty substantial, and when I was awake, I could feel it. At first I thought my tent was leaking, but no, it wasn't leaking. It was just the mist splattering up. So I might have to see if I can pull that down right there, get a little closer to the ground. I mean, the well of the tent comes up pretty high, so it was really just the mist and so forth splattering off the ground. So, I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but this is trip number 7. My goal is to do 12 this year. It is September. This is 7. So I got to somehow make up somewhere and hit 2 in a month. But so if you're just now joining into to the channel for this one, let me see if I can recap them all. I started first weekend of February.
I did the Pisgah National Forest. Then the last weekend of February, the Nantahala National Forest. Week 3, Nantahala National Forest. Just released the first part of that one. Trip 4. Nope, I got it wrong. Trip 3 was the Smokies. Then trip 4 was the Nantahala National Forest again, totally different spot. That's the one I just released part 1 on. And then I went to the Nantahala National Forest again, a totally different area, even further west in North Carolina. That place was so amazing. A month later, 4th of July weekend, I went back to the same spot. So, but wasn't able to get a trip in June. And then here in August, I actually did go to the mountains. So we'll tell some stories about that trip. It was a wonderful vacation trip with my wife Julie and I. We went to Southwest Colorado. So I actually did go to the mountains. I did get to fish a little bit. So we'll actually talk a little bit about that probably later today. Maybe give a little short story over lunch, but a wonderful trip. It was really a wonderful trip to be able to, spend time with my wife. I mean, we absolutely had a wonderful time. She loves to hike, likes to be outside, but I got a little bit of fly fishing in. So anyway, we'll talk about that more later. So for this trip, I started. Like I said, we just got back from the mountains in Colorado the weekend before Labor Day. So I was looking at the weather and I was like, hey, it looks pretty good. Yeah, maybe there's a little rain, but I want to hit a lot of new spots this year. And I came to this area, camped at a campground, and just did, driving my Jeep. And I fished this creek on the back end of that trip for like an hour right at the beginning of it. And so as I started thinking about, where I might want to go for my next trip, I said, I might try to go back to that one area of the Smokies. So just kind of zoomed in there and, fished a little bit here and there at some of the different creeks in the area. So I found there's a backcountry campsite, so hiked in here, and yeah, this is great. So we'll see how the fishing goes. The creek looks amazing. The water looks good. Water level's great. It's up a little bit more with the rain. Slightly stained, but I think that'll be cleared up here in the next hour or two. But a little bit stained is not bad. You can still see through the water. So. All right, we are ready to hit the water. Got a yellow Sally on the 7'6". Been up here in the Smokies in August and September, and that worked really well. So I'm gonna start off with that. I'm gonna go right here by the camp, see if I can land a brookie real quick, and then we're gonna move on down the stream and so forth. So a little sun started to poke out a few minutes ago. So I think most of the day is going to be pretty good weather. We may have some afternoon showers come in, but hey, no big deal. I'm not expecting anything too heavy. So let's go see what this creek's all about. There we go. Oh. Lost him. Shucks. Go. There we go. If you hadn't noticed, I switched to the purple chubby, bigger water, moving faster, with a rainbow warrior below it. And what was that, second cast? So, let's see what happens. Came down a mile and just jumped in. All right. A little brookie. All right. On the board. Beautiful little brookie there, boy. You get the chubby, beautiful coloring. All right, let's get him in the water. Oh, there you go. All right, that was good to finally get on the board. Ooh, that was a good one. Hit it again. Oh, let's do it one more time. There we go. Up. A little too slow. He was another little brookie, little boy. There we go. Got another little bow. Beautiful little purple stripe down that one. He's got a fat belly. All right, let's get him in the water. All right. Nice little bow. Nice little bow on the lime green Frenchie. Well, the day started out pretty slow. I hiked down about a mile, and man, it was pretty slow. But as it got closer to noon and in the early afternoon, it picked up a little bit, and so happy with the way the day went. At least the morning session went, that is. And yeah, I was getting beat. I was hungry. It was looking like it was probably going to rain. So I said, you know what? I'm probably only half a mile to a quarter of a mile from the campsite. So I hoofed it back, grabbed some firewood, actually a good limb that I brought back with me. And yeah, that really helped, with the campfire here. And, putting all of the leftover firewood and gathering up some twigs last night, putting under the tarp. Yeah, that was the way to go. Put that as a base, grabbed a whole bunch more wet sticks that I knew was dry in the middle. I had some paper from breakfast this morning and coffee and all that. So yeah, I was able to get a fire going, and yeah, I gathered up a whole bunch of wet wood. And yeah, it's burning fine. It's wet on the outside, but dry on the inside. So I've had a good fire tonight. But as y'all saw earlier, it did rain, and it rained pretty hard. So yeah, it just chilled here for quite a while. And then did a little afternoon session. The afternoon session, only about 2 hours, was more productive than the morning session. Now maybe that overnight rain has something to do with it. And but yeah, 2 hours, I caught at least as many fish, maybe more. Landed a really beautiful wild rainbow. Yeah, it was excellent, beautiful. But anyway, yesterday I mentioned that my wife and I went on a trip recently. We actually got back the Wednesday before Labor Day, and right now it is September 6th. So anyway, we went to Southwest Colorado. We flew into Durango, Colorado. We stayed 3 nights there. We then drove up to Ouray, stayed 2 nights in Ouray. Then we drove to Telluride, stayed 3 nights there. Then we drove back to Durango. Awesome trip. We had so much fun. Small towns. We took the famous train ride from Durango to Silverton. We did that one day. We did a 13,000 foot hike. We could have kept going another 1,000 foot to do the 14,000, but that was good enough. I got to do some fly fishing in the early morning for 3 days. So it was really an awesome trip. So more to come on that in the future. I'm actually going to do a video that covers a lot of the things Julie and I did on that trip, plus some of the fly fishing. And oh wow, was that amazing on the last day. So, but yeah, if you're looking to plan a trip to that part of the country, there is so much that can be done. If you love the outdoors, awesome. Small towns, not a lot of traffic. I mean, they're very small towns. And but anyway, I'll share more on that in the future. Hey, good morning. Brisk morning in the Smokies. It actually looks like it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's not. It's not really sure, but I got out of the tent about 8, so it's probably about 8:45. Already on my second cup of coffee, but yeah, I woke up cold in the middle of the night. Had to zip the sleeping bag all the way up, so I don't know what the temperature is, but yeah, it's chilly out here. Is it in the upper 40s? I don't really know that, but it's certainly in the low 50s, that's for sure. But when I checked the forecast yesterday, it was 0% chance of rain today. Pulled it in on my Garmin late yesterday. So, yeah, I think it's just the clouds of the Smokies, right, or the fog. So, yeah. So this is the last day. Actually, no fishing today. I'm just gonna pack up and hike out of here and so forth. I may go drive by another drainage area and do a quick hike in to check it out. It's one of my favorite areas to fish, and I know Hurricane Helene hit that area pretty hard, so I'll see how I feel and so forth. It's a little out of the way, but I can at least do a short hike in about a half a mile just to check out the area. So I may do that, but we'll see. But yeah, great trip. I definitely would come back and fish this creek again. There's many more miles of it I didn't hit because I only did one full day. It'd be great if I could take off on a Friday or a Monday and then come up early in the morning, fish a big section of it one day, and then continue on the next day. But I love this campsite. Yeah, this is really a sweet campsite up on the hill in these thick fir tree, a patch of trees. So it's pretty cool. But hey, if you've just joined in on the channel and you've been watching this trip, hey, thanks for joining in. This was trip number 7 and of this year, and I'm trying to get a dozen trips for the entire year of 2025. So I released them all in sequence. So if you just happen to join this one, thanks a lot. But hey, go back and watch the other 6 that all of them were in a different spot except for trip 5 and 6. 5 and 6 were back to back, same place. One was with my buddy Mike. The place was so amazing, the creek, the forest, everywhere. I had to go back. So, but anyway, thanks for coming along in this adventure. I'm going to keep pushing them throughout this year. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed, hey, subscribe to my channel. Give me some comments, give me a like, let me know what you like. Anyway, till the next adventure, take care.